try to do this without crying, but I'll tell you right now, it's not going to happen.
Keep it under your mouth.
My name is Sarah Watley, and I'm Charlie's first grandchild. And I felt I had to say something today, even though I know it's going to be very hard. But I wanted to share just a few memories that I have with him. Great memories. One of the first actually involves the strands in a way. When I was young, my parents liked to ship Heather and I off down to Grandma and Grandpa's house for a few weeks so they could get probably some relaxation time. But we had a fabulous time with our grandparents, 2 weeks at least, I think was the minimum. And while we were down there, both my grandparents took us to the Strands place and taught us to fish, which being city kids, we didn't really ever have the opportunity to do that. So that was a great memory. But one of the things I always remember is I didn't like putting the worms on the hooks or any of that. I didn't want to take the fish off the hook. But my sister Heather did great at that, so she'd let me throw it in, and I caught the fish and took it out, and she took the fish off. But Grandpa knew my scheme, and he caught me. And he says, "Okay, Sarah, you caught those fish, that means you got to clean them." So he taught me how to clean a fish, which I didn't enjoy at first, but I'm now a veterinarian, so that kind of speaks for itself. Another great memory that I have of my grandfather is down Montana Farm. I was into horses big time when I was a kid. And I was always in a very structured, ring or on a manicured trails when you ride your horses. That's not the way Grandpa did it, and I learned. And it was a great memory. He took me out. He was on Katie, and I was on Skeeter. And he just made his own trail right through the forest. There was no manicure about this at all. It was ducking under branches and just going wherever you wanted to. And I loved that about my grandfather, that he would not take that normal trail, not go the easy course. But he taught me a lot with just doing that. And then one other thing to share. The song Leader of the Band that you heard today has been kind of a mantra in our family for years. Ever since my mom, who at the time was 30, was telling us that this really reminded her of her father. Of course, this gets us thinking about it. And there's a line in there that says, talks about the gentle ways of sculpting a man. And that's what Grandpa was to me. I'm sure many of you have someone in your lives that, when things are going crazy, or you don't really understand something, or you can't hear the people who are closest to you, like right on a daily basis. He was the one, for some reason for me, that when we got just the two of us and got to talking, he was able to always make it so clear and kind of break down those walls and really make me realize what I needed to do, or what this meant, or what lesson I was learning at the time. And that's one thing I don't know how I'm going to live the rest of my life without that sounding board that I had in him. That voice is forever going to be missed. I'm so glad it got the tapes, but it's hard to hear them. I love it, though. His hug was one of the best things in the world. For some reason, when you're a kid and you get those big hugs, these big guys come in and they just hover over you. Well, he did that all the way up to 36 years of age, He always seemed so big and powerful to me, even when his body wasn't necessarily. As you can see, I loved my grandfather, and I'm going to miss him so much.